Hello, fellow musers, stargazers, daydreamers. I'm Mystic. These are my hands, and all of us go through different times in our lives. You know what I mean. Times to laugh, times to adventure, times to grow and regress, and times to grieve. The latest of which I found myself in just a few short months ago. You guys know me at this point, right? I'm a happy-go-lucky, somewhat awkward girl who just wants to make art and silly stories to put out on the internet. Well, today's a bit different because we're talking about death. A surefire way to darken the tone of any light-spirited YouTube video. Many beloved furry friends of mine exited my life seemingly within days of each other. My glorious throw rug of an 18-year-old cat, the Yorkie that I named and raised from a puppy, the most sassy piece of shadow that was a cat who left one day and never came back, and my childhood wiener dog. All confirmed or at least suspected of crossing the Rainbow Bridge within months of each other. Times like these are never easy. In fact, they can be debilitating. So when my mom suggested that I make a headstone for said dachshund from my adolescence, I saw it as a way to heal from the rest of my recent losses as well. It's my hope that it serves you in the same way if you are also going through the aforementioned grieving time. I, for one, have definitely gone through my share. As a little girl, my home was always filled with animals of all forms. And man, I mean all forms. You know, the obligatory cats and dogs, bunnies and guinea pigs, gerbils and hamsters, even a scorpion on occasion. We named her Fluffy. Thus, as a lovingly named zoo, my childhood home was commonly stricken with mourning by the short lives of our furred/scaled or exoskeleton-owning friends. But what can I say about DOG? As previously mentioned, he was a dachshund, a breed my father very often reminded us was built for hunting, burrowing creatures, commonly doing so right after we cleaned up the crime scene of whichever gerbil, hamster, or guinea pig got out, and he found... Yeah, I don't think Dad quite understood the concept of too soon. So yeah, in DOG's eyes, our adorable little rodent pets were really just gift-wrapped snacks that we expected him to figure out how to get to. We never let it change how much we loved him, but we did start adding increasingly ridiculous security to our gerbil cages. Funnily enough, we actually got him under odd circumstances. My friend's mom just gave him to us. It must have seemed like a fever dream from my mom's point of view, because she dropped off her daughter, and in the morning, she got a dog. He was 2 when we got him, so to my mom's constant annoyance, he knew his name. D.O.G., that's right, his name is Dog. I didn't name him. She'd explain to anyone she had to introduce him to, which seemed somewhat unnecessary because I don't think I ever heard anyone respond that they didn't like it. The response was almost always, "What are you talking about? That's an adorable name." I, for one, have always loved it, and I think he did too. After all, how many times have you met a cat named Catherine, Catelyn, or Katrina, simply so they could call them Cat? Ah, those are my people. Rampant wittiness. So, as I attempted to adequately retell the OG's penchant for menacing our smaller pets while inexplicably reacting as if he'd done absolutely nothing wrong, I wrote a poem. A poem that, in my opinion, sums up what kind of dog DOG really was. It's awkward and silly and completely nonsensical at times, but it was created in loving memory of a gallant, tiny home protector who just sometimes misunderstood the assignment. So, here it is, entitled Dynamic Outrageous Guardian. Rest well, DOG. My name is DOG, To all it may concern, I'm small, long, and mighty, with little to learn. Diogi, you say? What kind of dog name is that? If you'll give me a minute, I'll tell you. Better bring your thinking hat. My humans think I'm simply a loving, adorable pet, but I know that actually I'm the reason that pesky sun sets. My rose says, "Ugh, it's so hot out today." So with my dynamic howl, I chase that sun right away. It hides behind the horizon, turning colors out of fear. That's right, coward, run! I won't let any danger near. And then there are those horrid creatures in their see-through glass cages. The little humans cuddle them while my guardian instinct rages. So when they go to school, or just leave for a time, I use my outrageous hunting skills. I'm sure they won't mind. I break into their little boxes to get rid of the tiny furry threats. But under the gaze of my rose, I learn a little about regret. The little humans are sad when they see the product of my labor. But I know I saved them from those evil, squeaky neighbors. My humans go about their day, believing they're defended. But I know that without me, their lives would be upended. Every sound, every creak, every leaf that drifts on by are stopped in their tracks, chased away by my cry. Every one of those seemingly insignificant little things would certainly inconvenience my fragile human beings. So when you ask what does your name really stand for, Dynamic, Outrageous Guardian, I answer, 'cause I can do that and more. I sit at my human's feet every single dark night. I guard 'em from things hidden just out of sight. But over time longer than I could ever really recognize, I lost track of how many bad things I neutralized. The little humans I see aren't so little anymore. In fact, there are new ones, I think, unless my brain's gone a bit sore. I don't do a lot of guarding. My body's all sluggish, but I'm still the dynamic, outrageous guardian, even if I am a bit puggish. I've become a bit chubby and much more exhausted than before. My eyes are all blurry. I don't hear well anymore. But the pain's getting worse. It's hard even to walk. My humans want to help, but all they can do is talk. I drive my last drive with them, comfy on her lap, and hearing her goodbye, I lay down for my last nap. My eyes open on a light? Oh, it's so dazzling and bright. Pearly gates and golden hills? Look, Rose, what a sight! I met my new human. He's gentle and tall. He sits in a great big chair, overlooking all. He tells me my job is finished, for he's the protector of the world. But surely he's mistaken, for I've guarded better than anyone else ever could. So here I sit at his side like I did for my rose, for I'm the great, dynamic, outrageous guardian whom none can oppose. What can I really say after all that? My family has lost a piece of itself. Perhaps your family has similarly lost a piece. We of course know there will be more dogs or cats or whatever. But we also know that those animals aren't replacements. They're an attempt to fill a minuscule portion of the hole that was left behind. So we cuddle the new and hope beyond hope that our little furry friends will be waiting on the other side for us someday.